The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host, and tonight's guest is a friend of mine. He's the co-creator and producer of The Rascal, and his name is Andrey Gordon. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
So I'm so happy you're a return guest.
Yeah.
Right? And we worked together on a bunch of stuff. You worked on some of my projects, and I got an opportunity to work on your project.
Yeah.
And we're here to discuss your project today. What's the name of your show?
The Rascal. It's on LMC TV.
The name of your show is The Rascal.
Yes. Doesn't rhyme as much as yours.
Right, but it's not just on LMC TV. You could see it on
it's on YouTube.
YouTube, and it's you put a lot of work into it. I mean, one thing I like about you is that you're very artistic, and you really made the show like a work of art in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So could you give us a brief description of the show for those people who haven't seen it?
Yeah. Well, the show is about a homicide detective named Ben Radner.
Yes.
And he is investigating a murder and finds out that the person that did it was actually this monster, or a person who can turn into a monster.
Wow.
So he has to completely change his perspective of how to solve this murder now with this new information.
Well, it's really cool, and it's really cool to work on it. I guess I have a part in it too.
Yeah.
What's my part?
Well, you're a scientist who helps the detectives with their investigations, and you're a friend of Ben Radner's.
Okay, so and who else? If you want to name some of the people on the show and what characters they're playing.
Well, Ben Radner is played by a man named Mike Rossino.
Right.
Louis Simons, who plays...
The great Louis Simons.
Yes.
Yes.
He plays Lieutenant Anthony.
Right.
And Rebecca Berman plays Ramona Barrington.
Right.
They also... Sarah DeFalco plays Abigail Daniels, who you meet later on in the show.
It's awesome, and it's fun working with everyone, and it's your dad works on the show. I mean, we have he's part of the crew.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's nice. It's like a little. It's definitely a family atmosphere.
Yeah, completely.
So you've been working on not just filming the show, but you've done things like promos and things like that. And maybe we could share, just to give everyone a taste of what your show is about.
Yeah.
Maybe we could show them the latest promo for your show.
Yeah, this is for the next 7 episodes that will be coming out very soon.
Awesome.
And it includes a sneak peek and some of the new characters that you'll be meeting.
Okay, so how about we take a look at Andrey's work of art, the promo for The Rascal.
Would you like some Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, of course. Let me go get some money.
Hello, Lawrence.
Abigail, it's been a long time.
I'm not a little girl anymore.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest of the season. I mean, when does it start? When does the new season start?
Hopefully by the summer it'll be coming out. We still have to finish filming.
Right. So how many episodes for these next 7 episodes have you filmed already?
Well, we film by location, so we film pieces of each episode.
Right.
And once we get all the other locations in, I'll probably try and have them all done around the same time.
So, so you're shooting it, you're producing it,
Yes.
you're writing it,
Yes.
you're not acting in it.
No.
You're not acting in it, but you're filming it.
Yes.
Sometimes you do sound. Well, sometimes you have help with the sound, but
Yeah.
you're shooting it all by yourself. Sometimes no, you actually had some help with that.
One time I had Matt Bildzok.
Yeah, Matt was on the set.
Who we both worked with.
Another Scriptless alumni.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome. And but I love the artwork that you do, and the posters, and it's you bring so much energy, and it's so great to see a young person like you. I mean, how old were you when you first started the project?
I was 14. We started in around July of 2014.
And how long did it take before you actually had scripts and stuff like that?
Well, my friends Felix Giordano and I came up with the idea one day at his house because I always wanted to do my own show for about a year before that.
Right.
So we just had this genius idea. So I immediately started writing, and by the beginning of that next year, I had all 13 episodes written.
Wow.
And we actually filmed the first scene at the end of that July.
And that was that little girl coming up and knocking on the door?
That was the first scene we shot. That was his little sister, Stella.
Right. That was pretty awesome. So did you do all, what is it, CGI? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Did you make the monsters yourself?
I found the monster as a template online, and I modified it to work for the show.
Right.
Because modeling is very hard and takes a long time in CG. I did all the animation of it.
So you
myself.
do the animation?
Yeah, I had the model and then I did
So
all
how
the
do you,
animation.
I mean, that must be something. How did you learn how to do that?
Well, my parents, when I knew I was going to be making the show, I knew I needed the CG.
Right.
So they actually got me a tutor in animation to help me learn the basics and how to model and animate and all that stuff.
It's amazing. I mean, you have great parents, that's
Yeah.
one thing. And,
Yeah.
and they also bring great food for the set. I always
Yes.
enjoy the food.
Yes, we always.
The noshes on the set are wonderful.
Yeah.
And, you know, you do have great parents.
I do.
Yeah, you're a lucky dude. So, do you think that this will be the final season, these 7 episodes, or do you think? Because I know you're going to college.
Yeah, I'm going
next
to
year.
college. I was really hoping to get this show done earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I had originally wanted it to premiere in 2015.
Right.
That was actually it premiered a year later in October 2016.
Right.
So if it had premiered in 2015, I was hoping to be able to get 2 seasons in, because this is technically still the first season. That was when
So
I
how
was
many
thinking.
episodes? You have 13 episodes that you shot? Or you,
6 have aired.
oh, so that's
13
7 and 6.
Yeah, 7 and 6.
Right. So I know you're not going to be, you're studying something else other than film and stuff. But do you think you'll still be doing? I mean, we touched
Yeah.
on a little bit about it in your last time you were there. But
Yeah.
how could you? You're not going to be able to just leave this behind. I mean, this is
No, of
something you
course.
love, right?
Yeah. And for college, I'd only be like an hour or 2 hours away.
Right.
So I would definitely be able to come back on over the summer and stuff and help out.
Does your school also have like filming facilities on campus? Is that something you could do?
I haven't actually made my final decision on which school I'm going to.
I see.
Some of them, 2 of them do. One of them does not have a film program.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely want to still be able to be involved.
Right, because I'm sure they have clubs, or you could just.
I'm sure there'll be a club.
Because I remember my son was on was a DJ on a radio station at Vassar, so that, I mean, they have opportunities. I mean, I
Yeah.
cannot see you not creating.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to be creating in what you do when you get to college. But I mean,
Yeah.
I can't see you giving this up because
Yeah.
you do such a great job and you have such a love for it.
Yeah, and I definitely want to come back to this one day, even if I veer from it for a little bit.
That is cool. So, you have any ideas, other than that, of other projects that you wish you'd done or you might do in the future? Do you,
Well, I want to own my own production company sometime down the line, and I do have a lot of ideas for projects that I can work on.
would
there.
they be film or TV projects?
I have ideas for both.
Right.
Yeah.
So sign me up.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you asked me to be on the show. It was an honor, actually, because
Thank you.
because I knew that it was your baby, and it's something that you really wanted to work well. And I know you brought in a lot of people who you're close with,
Yeah.
and including relatives, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of family in the show.
So
Yeah.
what family? are you in
My
the show?
cousin Sarah, who I mentioned before, plays Abigail Daniels, who you saw in that promo
Right.
with the brown hair. Another cousin.
Well, just a question. When all you had to do was ask, or did it take no arm twisting or anything?
No,
to get
no convincing. Everyone wanted me to succeed in the show and wanted to do as much as they could. Yeah, so I have other cousins that come in later in the show playing roles. You meet a lot of new characters in these coming episodes.
It's going to be fun. So when do we shoot again?
Well, we have to figure that out.
Right. Yeah. So I think the production side is sometimes very difficult because
Yeah.
you have to deal with so many different calendars and all this stuff.
Yeah,
Have
completely.
you found that frustrating, or is that something?
Yeah, so that can be frustrating. Sometimes the plans will change at last minute, and I'll have to reschedule things or cancel.
Have you had to change just due to the nature of things happening, whether it's like when the library closed down. I mean,
Yeah.
do you ever have to change the plot that you've written to because of outside forces?
I would never change the plot because of that. I would just change the schedule
Right.
to make it work because I love the story that I've created,
Right.
and I think the audience will really enjoy what I've created also.
So, what challenges have you faced in the shooting? You know, the major challenges, other than the calendar.
Yeah, well, last time we were filming, it was pouring rain.
Oh, that was crazy, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was nuts.
But because of how much time this has been taking, we need to push through, because any second we can film is vital to this show getting done.
It is fun, and you know, like some of the stuff you put on the computer with people's faces. I mean, I mean, all that stuff. I mean, how much time did you put into this project?
Well, besides just working on it for 4 years and writing and development and filming,
Right.
I put hours and hours of work into
Like
this.
every day, or is it?
Every day I've been working on something, whether it's graphics and editing or just messing around with some animation at home.
Do you ever plan to have it on any other stations other than LMC TV and YouTube at this point?
Hey, not these episodes.
Right.
I hope down the line, once I become a name in film, that we can do maybe a spin-off.
Well, yeah, I remember my father-in-law started this show, The Way to Go, about 20 years before I took it over, because he passed away. I had to get permission from my wife and her siblings if it was okay to me just to use the name of The Way to Go. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, he used to have, when he had The Way to Go, he was able to take, in those days it wasn't discs or MP4s, it was actual tapes, and we'd bring it to other television stations, you know, like LMC TV, local television stations, and they were looking for content, and they would actually put his show on their shows, on their station. So that might be something you would consider. I've been considering to do that with this show, as well as Scriptless.
Yeah.
It might be something you could consider. So would you look at local television shows in the areas that you're going to go to college? I mean, look at local stations?
I would. Yeah, I definitely want to still be involved in TV.
Right. But I mean, they might have the same kind of setup as they have here.
That would be really great if I could find something like that.
Yeah, and just give me a call. Don't forget my number.
Of course, I would never.
So I'm trying to think of other things related to the show. You know, we'll talk about my show a little bit.
Yes,
the last time you worked on my show, you played a tough guy.
Oh, I did.
So the other thing is, do you like acting at all?
I don't see it as something I would do, but I have enjoyed it in the past.
Right. Do you think that becoming an actor or doing acting, does that help you directing at all, do you think? Or do you, seeing how the other half lives? Or
sometimes it can help me get into the head of the actors and see what they go through. But that was, working on that episode was something else.
Yeah, that was fun. That was the whole kissing scene and all that other thing.
Both me and her chickened out with that.
Yeah, but we got the angle right, so it looked like you guys were kissing. And the bad part was that we lost one of the cameras. So we only had one angle for that in show. So I called that episode One Point of View. Because
great.
we only had one camera working. The other camera, we lost the footage. And we actually aired that on LMC TV.
Oh, I would love to see that. I haven't actually seen that yet.
I could probably get you an MP4. But it was good. Like, I'll put it this way. What happens to, you always have a call sheet.
Yes.
And you always have a schedule of shots that you have on the call sheet, right?
Yeah.
What happens usually on a set when you have that schedule? You say, okay, we're going to do a half hour here, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes. I mean, explain to the audience what happens when we have best laid plans of mice and
I know.
men.
I try my best, but people always get delayed or get late.
But even then, I mean, sometimes even the shoot actually takes longer.
Yeah, sometimes we won't be as productive as we hope because we'll be chatting and things will get out of alignment, and it's like, come on, let's go.
Right, and the other thing is, you're a nice guy.
Yeah, sometimes I'm too nice.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Is like a lot of times the director has to put his foot down to keep on schedule.
Yeah,
you know. But I guess we're all volunteers.
Yeah.
You know, everyone who works on the show is a volunteer. We're doing it because we love it and we love you.
Oh, thank you.
And the same thing with when I do my shows, it's people. It's a community of people that work together to try to to just enjoy the fact that we have a television station that we actually work for and do stuff with. But it is frustrating, I'm sure, for you when you wanted to get like maybe 6 or 7 shots, but you only got 3 or 4 shots during the day. How do you deal with that?
Well, you know, I end up having to push it off to another time.
Right.
Like there was one day last year that we were filming at the library.
Right.
And we ran out of time to get
on
everything
the
done.
weekend the library closes at 5 o'clock or something.
On Sundays they close around 4, I think.
4 o'clock.
Yes. In this, we were filming in April, so.
Are we planning a wrap party at some point when the whole thing's over?
We're going to have a wrap party and we'll have a DVD release party.
Oh, that's awesome.
All that stuff.
That's great. I just got a DVD that I made I had a part in 2015 or so, 14. And I just got it in the mail today because they finally had extra copies, which is cool. So it's nice. I like looking at all the old stuff and saying, wow, I can't believe I did it. Because to me, this whole thing is like living a dream. And it's because, you know, I do other things. You do other things during the day. But this, you know, I mean, your life isn't totally focused on this. Your enjoyable part of your life is
Yeah, I am in high school.
Right. So what do the people in high school think about your, you know, your endeavors?
Well, some of the kids in my school have been in the show.
Right.
In episode 6, I had some girls from my Spanish class.
Yeah, I saw that was in another one of your promos. That a little bit longer promo I saw where they go. Ah.
Yeah.
Right. Very attractive young ladies. That's nice. So, but are you like a little celebrity in a school because you do this stuff? Has it brought anything?
No, I don't think anybody in the school really watches it unless I've shown it in a class.
Right.
Like my film teacher has let me show it in our class. My Spanish teacher obviously showed it.
So what was the reaction from the audience?
They loved it. They were really impressed that I was able to do this.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
right?
and they love being able to see the school, our school where we shoot a lot of the show.
So tell me about the editing process, because I know that's the one thing, if I only knew how to edit, I think that I would be doing more shooting of scriptless, because right now, a lot of the, I rely on other people to put it all together. And maybe if I had more time, because I work full time and all this, I would take a class in editing. But tell me about the process of editing.
Well, I have Adobe Premiere on my computer from school.
Right.
They provided that for the animation class.
But I mean, in terms of how much time do you I mean, for the people I know who are editors, I mean, I go back to when I worked in Hollywood, where it was actually videotape or film, you know. So, but especially in film, I mean, they actually literally cut it. I mean, that's how they cut the tape or the film. So, and we used to have an editing office on Cagney and Lacey. And you'd see like the spools of film and all this stuff,
awesome.
and actually how they cut it and how they put it back together. But now it's a different.
It's all digital now.
Right. Yeah. But how much? I mean, like, from what I understand about editing, because I used to sit in with Jim Folliter, who is the guy from Scriptless. And I'd sit in every Saturday watching him edit and telling him, guiding him with some of the things that I wanted on the show. It's like you never finish. You have to make a decision to be finished. It's not the idea that it's ever really finished. It's never. I mean, to get it so perfect, there's always something you could do. Do you find that that's true?
Yeah. Well, I will spend as much time as I need to get the shots, everything right. Sometimes maybe I spend too much time.
No, so do you? Because that's what I was saying. Is basically like editors who are really into editing and it's their project, they could totally obsess over the whole thing. I mean, to the point of like. Having different versions and not knowing exactly which way to go. Are you decisive with your editing? I mean, once you do it, are you comfortable with it?
Well, when I wrote the show, I had a pretty strong idea because I can visualize the scene very well from the beginning, and I can see how it's going to play out. So I already basically have the whole episode in my head. Right. So I basically just create that. And
does it usually match what you see?
So sometimes I picture a little bit bigger than it actually is. I have a much more professional looking thing in my head. But I think, you know,
as you progress, maybe you'll attract, because it's not just, I mean, the director and the writer are probably the pivotal things that you have, but there's also, you know, the bigger productions, the better actors, all these things would make, I'm sure would make your vision come to life even more.
Yeah.
Right? So that's, but
Well,
it's still,
you guys are great actors.
no, but we
Yeah.
have fun. We
Yeah.
have fun on this.
We have a lot of fun. I think that's really the most important part for us.
Right, at this stage of the game,
Yeah,
you
because
might as well enjoy it.
Because it's all volunteer, you have to keep the energy up and you have to keep everyone having a good time.
And the only way you could do that really is to have all those snacks that your father brings
Yeah.
and your mom brings.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's good to have a cheering section. And
Yeah.
again, going back to your parents, I mean, every time there's an award show, your mom and dad are there. It's,
Yeah.
and 9 times out of 10, you're getting an award, which is
yeah.
nice because you deserve it. I mean, how long, you've been a volunteer here since, how old were you when you first started again?
It turns out it was 2010. The very end of 2010 I started.
And you've become like one of, I mean, even now you're still volunteering, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, you've been like one of the biggest, I mean, most productive people, volunteers here. And not only that, but you know, I mean, I know you have because you've done it throughout the years. And you've brought people in too. I mean, you brought your co-creator. How did you meet your co-creator?
I met him here, actually. So I think he had gotten involved in, I don't remember what show it was on, but he started working here and we...
And his sister even worked on it,
Yeah,
I think, a couple of times. I remember because when we did The Way to Go, there's this girl that looks like she's 8 years old, and she's behind a camera.
Yeah, his sister
pretty
was
awesome.
Yeah, his sister was young, so she volunteered a little bit.
Right.
But yeah.
It's so good. I mean, I love LMC TV.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, my dad, who's 103 years old, who you worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves I mean, this place has made my dreams come true. I'm pretty sure it helped you make your dreams come true.
Completely.
Right? I mean, could you imagine living in this area without LMC TV?
I would not be anywhere near where I am today without LMC TV. They have helped so much.
So big shout out to Eric, to Matt, and especially Dina.
Yeah.
Dina has been like, really, I mean, she's a godsend to me, my dad, to you, everybody. You know, I mean, you know, she might work here, but she does more than work here.
Yeah.
You know, she is here. You know what I mean? It's,
Yes.
I mean, was she helpful for your?
Yeah, completely. Everyone here has been so supportive.
Right.
Yeah, I was building the set for last year, and my dad and I were here till like 11 o'clock at night with Christina.
Wow, Christina
well,
too,
not
right.
here at the old studio.
Right.
We were building the.
It's so nice
set.
that they gave you the access to. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, these people have a heart, you know. And,
yeah. They really want to see their volunteers and producers succeed.
And you know, I mean, I'm even thinking about like the idea that, that my dad was here and how attached they were. Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't believe I'm making this a big thing about LMC TV.
Yeah, but it's everything.
Right. And the thing is that now I mean, someday, maybe you'll be able to bring in young people to your production company that you have someday.
I hope
mean,
so.
would you mentor people?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what they've done here.
Yeah, I would definitely want to have a classes division like LMC TV has all their workshops and
because
classes.
you probably have knowledge that is so vast as a result of this.
Yeah,
I mean, how many people your age have the knowledge that you have in terms of production?
I've been here for like 8 years.
Right.
I've learned so
I mean,
much.
you could go out probably and make a film, no problem. I mean, you could.
Maybe.
I mean, if we could make a film for a script, like, I mean, it takes money though. That's the whole thing.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. But you have the the camera ability.
Yeah, I can borrow the equipment from here.
Right.
That's really a big asset.
It's unbelievable. The assets that we have access to, and it's a great community. I mean, I'm so happy that my wife chose to move to Mamaroneck, Larchmont, and for the kids. But it turns out not only it's not just the kids that actually benefited from it.
Yeah.
So you're going to be going to college for design.
Yeah, interior design.
And do you think is this something that you'll be able to go to graduate school for it, or do you think you'll? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I think I might just have the bachelor's degree, and that would be that, or do a 5-year program with the master's with interior design and architecture.
Cool. So you're interested also in architecture?
Not as much, but having the 2 degrees would be.
But I think the interesting thing about both those things and film and all this is the creative aspect of it. I mean, so you're a creative person.
Yeah.
And you're a hardworking guy. I mean, one thing. I mean, even going back to my show, Scriptless. When you were on the show, you were so young, but yet you were so professional. You made sure everything was put away properly. You have a certain, you have a discipline about you. And,
yeah. Well, Dina really helped instill that in me working here. The right way to wrap a cable, right. the right way to. And that's what you
things. Do. You do that almost subconsciously.
Yeah.
You don't even realize you're doing it now because that's what it is.
Especially since it's not my equipment.
Right.
I want to make sure it's put away right so that other people can get the same use out of it and enjoy as much as we do.
And not everybody's like that. So it's, I mean, thank God most of all the people that worked on Scriptless were like that because they were also trained and also, I guess, on your show, but you're the person who's doing all the most of the work in terms of the production work.
Yeah.
But it's good to have a teacher who, like Dina, who was able to teach you, and now you got to pay it forward, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I helped teach a class
and
2 years ago.
And also when we had people on, I mean, when we were on shows with me, people saw how you did it, so they would do it the same way. I just wish, again, I've always been, in quotes, talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to do directing and things like that. But maybe one day when I retire, which is close, I'm going to be 63 on my next birthday,
wow.
maybe I'll take some of the production classes that they have here. It seems to have worked wonders with you, right?
Yeah, I think they have an editing class also, which
that's
might
really
be good
that's
for
what
you.
I want to do. But the problem is, I'm out of the house between 12 and 13 hours a day. So when I have the weekend, all I want to do is kind of crash. The only excuse I have to leave early is to come on the way to go twice a month. So that gives me an excuse. Or when I have root canal, which I have.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. So when do we? So when is your show on again?
I don't actually have a premiere date yet. But we need to finish. I want to finish all the filming before I start airing it, because I don't really want. I want to be able to do like.
Do you have any reruns on at this point, or?
I had runs on for a while, but I don't think I don't think they do it anymore.
So you stopped it for a while?
I think they said enough.
Yeah, no. You can go into that rerun. Unless you change it, it doesn't get changed.
I'm gonna have to try and fight for a time slot back.
Right. So it's. But I think you'll have no problem. I mean, the one thing, the good thing is that it's a round the clock thing. So it's like every 6 hours you get a chance to see something again, which is cool. That's what I love. I love LMC TV. I love the fact that we're friends.
Yeah.
Where else would a 63-year-old guy and an 18-year-old guy create together? You know what I mean? And or a 103-year-old guy like my dad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is truly a community television station, and. And I'm amazed that not that many people get involved. It's a big community. I mean, we have a lot of people involved, but
a lot.
I mean,
but not everybody's interested as much as we are, and some people, not many people, know that we're here.
Right,
surprisingly,
right. I mean, thank God I went to that picnic in 2012, and I met Dina and I met Eric. Otherwise, it was like I don't know what I'd be doing for the last 6 years.
I met them at one of the block parties.
Really? Well. You know how it goes, man. I mean, we had a wonderful time, but there's just one thing left to say. Just one thing. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.
Look good, caught my eye. I dig your vibe, your smile. Come here, let's talk for